Hello everyone and welcome to Magical Me. I'm Jamie Mendez and this is my weekly Moonday Oracle reading. And this is going to be a reading for the collective for an overall generalized, I guess you could say, insight into the energy of the week for the week of January 22nd, 2024. Before I really go into explaining more about what you can expect to receive here today, I'm just going to give it a few moments and let people actually see that I am live, just so that we can make sure everything is good on the sound and I guess you say visual side of things. So if you are tuning in, just shoot me a comment. Let me know that you're here. Let me know how the quality of sound is on your end. If you can hear me okay, if there's any distortion, yeah, just let me know. Hello, Eleanor. Welcome, love. Oh, good. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and share it really quickly then. Thank you for that. How are you and how was your weekend? I do hope that, you are doing well and that everybody that tunes in here is, having a wonderful start to their week. I think I did that. It's going well, thank you. Wow, busy over here. I've been really trying to get through these 2024 readings that I've been offering, and as I said before, I've been so blessed this year with them and the amount of interest that they received, but it obviously moving through the holidays, my own personal transitions and experiences, it's been interesting. So just once again saying thank you to everyone who purchased those readings and for your incredible patience. I'm actually on the tail end of it now. I can start to see the light of day again. So I should have already reached out to everybody, letting you know where you are on that list and when you can expect to kind of receive your reading, and hopefully we'll be wrapping these all up by the end of January. And at this time, I am also opening up to take on new general reading bookings for the month of February, as well as in-person Reiki Aurora Light Healing sessions. So if you are interested for booking into February, feel free to let me know. You can always private message me and we'll go from there. All right, so hey Jillian, happy Moon Day, my love. Thank you for being here. All right, so again, with the 2024 readings, I'm on the tail end of them, everyone, and you should have already received a message from me. If you did not, please reach out to me, and I would be happy to tell you where you are at number-wise on that list. But with any luck, as long as all goes well, divine timing, I should be done with those by the end of the month. So, hi, Jason. Welcome. How you feeling? I hope you're doing well. All right, so anybody who is new to Moonday, welcome. Thank you for being here. I do hope that you enjoy what you find. I try to go live every Monday or so. I always will announce if I'm not going to be live to do a reading, just to give us all insight into what we can most expect throughout the energy of the coming week, being that Monday is Moonday. It's the beginning for the most part of our week. Gives us that extra insight or awareness as to best understand how to flow in divine alignment or harmony with the energy, and giving us that bit of, oomph, if you will. So these are generalized overview for the collective energy. I'm not doing personal or individual readings or card pulls here today. I do offer private readings. If you're interested, you can send me a message. And again, I'm booking into February, so you can always reach out for that. As well as energy healing sessions, as I said before. But again, this is just more of an overview, and I do this utilizing my own intuitive abilities as well as working with oracle cards. So, Eleanor says, Anne Boleyn question. Oh, well, that's fun. All right, so I'm going to check it out. I've been doing some research on, for those of you who do not know, so Eleanor knows me. She knows my love of Anne Boleyn, who was the Queen of England in the 1500s, Henry VIII's second wife. I've been doing some research on Hever House and saw online you could stay there overnight. Did you get the chance to do that? So I did visit Hever Castle. Hever House is, I believe, I think it is on the property of Hever Castle. I did not stay there. I did see that it is a very small accommodation, so bookings are, listen to me, tour guiding here. I go to England every year, so one of my favorite passions. So thank you for asking me that question because that got me excited. But yeah, I think you definitely can stay there, but I know it's a small venue or accommodation, so I think that it gets booked up pretty quickly and pretty well in advance. So you just have to look, reach out and give a look, see how far out those bookings are. Okay. All right. So yeah, I've seen it online and I absolutely wanted to stay there, but just being there on the grounds in general is just a beautiful experience. So definitely recommend it. Speaking of, maybe I'm getting called back there. Maybe Anne's calling me back to England. I would love that. All right, so let's get into it. So I didn't really talk about news and announcements because there are not a lot, other than the fact that I reached out already about the 2024 readings. And I am taking and accepting bookings now for in-person Reiki Aurora Light Healing sessions at my space. In February, I'm also taking bookings for generalized oracle card readings remotely or pre-recorded, so you can always book that for February. But other than that, nothing else to go over at this time. I am teaching a Reiki course in March in person, so it will be for the beginner level, Reiki 1. If you're interested, there has been an event created on my page. Check that out for more information. All right, so let's get into this week's Moonday message. So we do have a full moon on the 25th this week. It is a full moon in Leo. So with the Leo energy, it's really open heart, big heart energy. Leo is very big, bold, and it loves to, Leo energy, for those of you who are Leo suns or Leo moons, you know that you have this deep desire to always really go big or stay home, loving play. Leo is my true north, my north node, so I totally understand this. And it's always about following your heart's desires, because Leo does kind of rule over the heart space. So it's following your heart's desires, following that call, going big or staying home. Like I said, really being bold and fearless. This is the year of the Strength card because it's a number 8, and strength is depicted oftentimes represented by a maiden and a lion. So it does speak to kind of getting out of our comfort zone and allowing ourselves to make some very vulnerable choices and being very open and vulnerable to experiences this year that are actually going to place us in a position of strength. And as I said, strength, I said this before, true strength does not come from, just going out there and like roaring and being loud and being big. True strength actually comes from being vulnerable, being afraid and doing it anyway. So yeah, it's a beautiful full moon for it's really the first full moon of the year. So, really pushing us to, kind of go big or stay home. So I love that energy for us this week. Utilize that full moon, I would say, by allowing yourself to reflect and sit with what you have been really feeling called to do. And even if it seems a bit scary to you, if it's like your heart's desires, allow yourself to then start to, I don't even want to say the word daydream, because daydream is a part of manifestation and intention. So if if you're going to daydream, do it in the sense with it is an intention of what you can actually create and anchor in your reality. So start to dream big about how you can make those goals a reality for yourself and what are the next steps. Okay. All right. So this week I have decided to work with once again, I think I worked with it last time, the spellcasting oracle cards by Flavia Kate Peters and Barbara Micklejohn Free. And before we do that, we're just going to create some sacred space together. And the reason that I do this is to bring us all into a nice, centered, grounded space in the present moment. So we are sharing energy across space and time right now. If you are connecting in, tuning into this reading live, even really more so live, but when you're watching this back on the replay, obviously it's still so important for you to be in that space of, one, groundedness, and that allows for us to really be anchored into the present moment, not thinking about what we've got to do, not being overwhelmed, not having all our mental thoughts everywhere else and scattered energy, bringing us back to that space where we can experience the messages that wish to come forward in the best possible way, to be, in that most receptive state, if you will. And it also really just allows us all to really kind of create this open container, if you will, for this profound message that wants to collectively be heard and be received. So yeah, it's a beautiful way to do this, for yourself every day throughout the day, whenever you feel like you might need to get a little bit more grounded and focused or receive a bit more clarity. Hi, Leanne. Welcome, my love. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate you being able to pop in. I hope all is well on your end. Just about to create some sacred space. So if you can safely close your eyes, you don't have to, but close your eyes and just take a nice cleansing deep breath in through your nose. And release the breath through your mouth. And as you do, just focus on releasing all of the stress, the worry, anything that's heavy that you might be carrying at this moment. And just take another deep cleansing breath in. And release. And as you do, releasing tension now in your body, anywhere that you might be holding it. Allowing your body to soften, to relax. One more time, nice deep breath in. And as you release, just feeling your energy grounding into your body. Dropping from your mind into your heart space. Feeling yourself get anchored, growing roots deep down into Mama Gaia. As we set the intention now to receive divine message for our highest and greatest good as a collective. And so it is. All right, so let us see what guidance and insight comes forward for us this week as a collective for January 22nd, 2024. What do we almost need to know this week? There were two. So I'm taking them both. I actually think that they kind of go in a little bit of alignment with what's been coming forward. Also, maybe touching on what I said about the full moon and what this full moon might be facilitating for us, which is, bam, closure. Look at you walking away all feisty and fierce with your, I'm done with this situation. I'm now empowered, inspired, not in a place of, anger, not in a place of fear, not in a place of trepidation. It's more of, I just am, like, I'm no longer attached or connected to the situation. So I'm leaving it all in the past. I'm leaving it all behind me, taking with me the light and the wisdom on my back that I have learned or gleaned from this experience. And I'm moving forward. And I do feel like this also falls into alignment with, on the 20th of this month, this past weekend, we did have planet Pluto. And I talked about this. Did I talk about this last week? Maybe I didn't because I wasn't here last week. But maybe I talked about it the week before. I can't remember. Or for those of you in Cosmic Oracle, you know that, I've been talking about this. It's one of the most powerful transits of the year. Pluto is the furthest planet from the sun, so it does carry a lot of the hidden information, the shadows and illusions that keep us blocked or limited. And It's the planet of transformation and pushes us to rebirth, to be reborn. It entered Aquarius, which it's going to be staying in. It's going to do this. So it's doing this little teeter-totter thing, but I will say that it's been in Capricorn for 15 years. Pluto is a slower moving planet. So when it moves, it's not for a very long time and is quite profound when it finally does. So leaving Capricorn, it will enter Aquarius for the next couple of months until September, where it's going to quickly jump back until I think November into Capricorn. So what it's doing, it's kind of like this little setting the stage, getting a little taste right now of what needs to be prepped, where it will then in back in November, it will then fall into Aquarius for the next 20 years. Speaking of, talk of the age of Aquarius, for sure. This is creating quite profound transformation. It is with Aquarius energy, it's a very revolutionary on a global level. So big changes coming forward in a way that is for the overall benefit of the higher good, for the all. Because also Aquarius is the humanitarian energy. So it is always in service to the good of all, to love. But that Aquarius energy is also very free spirited, and it does rule over our minds and our thought patterns. So big transitions and transformations coming forward. Obviously will be unique to every single person on their individual journey based upon where it falls in their natal chart. And what house it's really ruling or how it's influencing, what other, planets are there. But for the most part, we can all expect quite profound revolution within ourselves. That's going to motivate us to really transform what we might have been experiencing at least the last 15 to 20 years, and how we're really kind of setting ourselves free. So there's the closure, really walking away from what doesn't serve, what isn't good for us anymore. It may have been at one point in time, and trust and know that even if it wasn't pretty, even if what we had experienced individually as well as collectively, guys, wasn't fun, it wasn't favored, it served, it taught, it paved the way for something else. So just understand that what has been needed to be. What is now is what's meant to be. What will come is how you choose to make it from this point forward. So closing the door on the old chapters with a sense of just gratitude, acceptance, and integration, and then allow yourself to journey forward to receive the blessings that are now available to us all. Look at that full moon in the background showing us this full moon's lighting it up. So as long as this full moon is also helping us to dream again, we might have been in a space where we've gotten into a repeat pattern, a cycle that we've just adopted, accepted. It could be physical. I just heard physical ailments, or even ways of thinking that we've just adopted as part of our identity. It's time to pull a plug on those and say, no, this is not an identity. This has been something that's kept me safe. It's been something that I perceived as safe for the time that was necessary for me to gain momentum, to grow, to experience, to expand. But that doesn't have to be my experience anymore. And it's time for me to be that Leo, lioness energy that says, go big or stay home. Open yourself to receive those blessings. Nothing ever comes from sitting safe and quiet and content. Innovation, which Aquarius loves, revolution, none of that has ever happened if there wasn't first a big, bold catalyst or pioneer that set the tone, that trailblazed a way. Be your own trailblazer. Open yourself up to receive the blessings on offer for you through this beautiful Pluto transit that's happening in Aquarius for us. It is your age of Aquarius. Doesn't matter what it looks like in the world, because everything starts from within, from all of us. So if we're all doing the integration, if we are all doing the self-awareness and acceptance, if we are all revolutionizing ourselves, our lives, our paths for the highest good of our own journey, what ripple effect do you think that's going to create on the collective in the planet? Profound. Beautiful. right? Everything that needs to change first comes with a bit of a tower. So while you might see some remnants of the rubble and the dust when you close those doors, know that they're just part of, that transitionary process. You are in motion. Blessings are already available to you. They're already in your stars, in your story. It's just a matter of you aligning and opening your hands up to receive them. All right? So what a beautiful message that comes forward. This is setting the stage for the entire year. What happens in January, everybody, is obviously there's so many alignments cosmically, astrologically throughout the year that are also quite important and big. But when in the beginning, I'm going to say in the beginning of a year, because I guess you could, you could argue as to when the real beginning of the year is. There's quite a few of them. The Galactic New Year, the Gaelic and Celtic New Year, there's quite a few of them. But we'll just say for, keeping it simple, this is the beginning of the beginning, right? So here we are, number 1 energy with January, rebirth, forward movement, big steps forward. It's also manifestation. What we do now paves the way, right? So closing those doors, letting go with peace in your heart, with contentment of an experience well lived, whatever it looks like, even if it wasn't great. Know that it was part of your journey for a reason. What has been was meant to be. What is now is what's meant to be. What you do with the now is what creates your path forward. All right, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed this message. Thank you all so very much for being here with me. As always, your love and support, it's priceless to me. So I appreciate all of you. I hope that you all have a wonderful and magical week. Utilize this energy by setting those dreams in motion. And do not be afraid to dream big. Nothing can stop you except for your own limited perception. Sending out my love. Take care of all of you and have a blessed week.